Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 14 has finished and had a pretty good day. We're going to go over all of it here on the recap video. Hopefully you had a good day as well. If you did, take a couple of seconds, go to smizzle.tv/charity, or if you just enjoy the content, we're trying to get to $50,000 raised on the season. If we get there, that triggers another $10,000 match from me. So go to smizzle.tv/charity and give to No Kid Hungry today. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to go over my article on ESPN, Best Buys. We're going to go over my high stakes lineups. I did not have a cash game lineup this week. We're going to go over my Millionaire Maker lineups. We also had a sweat in the community. Real Trey, one of our SmizzGang community members in the Discord, had a fantastic week, had a shot. He was in the top 5 at one point late in the day in the Millionaire Maker. So we'll see where he finished. We'll go over my best ball teams as well, because we have to take a look at those as it is the best ball playoffs. You don't have to alert the FBI. It's time. I'll go over how I did this season and decisions I made and what I might do differently for next year in the off season to prep for that, as well as the top 10 finishers in the SmizzGang Listener League. So it's a lot. It's a big video today. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and let's go.
He's a legend.
The SmizzGang Listener League for week 15 is up, and it's a little smaller this week. It's 2,500, but I'm going to explain why. First, go to smizzle.tv/links. Make sure that you get your entry today. It's not a lobby game. You got to get in there. This is going to be a shorter week for me, because I am going to be in New Orleans for the Rainmakers Championship and the DraftKings Championship. So I'm not going to have a Friday video, the lineup builder video. I may do that live on like TikTok or Instagram. I have not decided yet. There's not going to be a 5 under 5 video. I will post the 5 under 5 in Discord for everybody that's in Discord to see that, just as a quick little hitter, so that you guys will still have that content. It just won't be in video form. So as such, as I'm not going to have as much of a presence here on YouTube this fantasy football week, the Listener League is just 2,500 people on the Sunday slate, not the Saturday slate. All of that in mind, make sure you get in $10, 3 max, $25,000 in the prize pool, absolutely no rake, the best tournament that exists on DraftKings. We will bump it up the next week after I get back from New Orleans for the finals. First, let's take a look at Best Buys from week 14 and see where we got. Best Buys includes plenty of Lions and Vikings. Well, that worked out. The problem is with the 8 touchdowns or so that fell out of those games, it went to like all the fringe guys. So we didn't even get as much out of that game as we should have, but there was a lot of fantasy goodness there, even without touch. DraftKings is a volume sort of based site. Joe Burrow, he disappointed, but I'm not taking an L on him, but like he didn't smash. It just kind of sucked. 17.56 DraftKings points for him, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Chase. Chase did have a good game, 1 interception. Geno Smith didn't look good on the field, threw a couple of interceptions in this one, did throw for 3 touchdowns and 264 yards. So he did have 22.56 points for 6,200. That's a smash. Jared Goff, that's a smash. 29.1 on 27 of 39 for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll talk about this in a minute. So he's a smash. Dalvin Cook, strange miss in this spot. 15 carries, 2 targets. So he got 17 opportunities, only ran for 23 yards. Completely inefficient against the Lions defense that has not stopped. Anyway, he's weird. I'll take an L on him. That's fine. I don't care. 23 yards rushing, 13 yards receiving. Gross. Derrick Henry, smash. 17 carries, 121 and a touchdown. 3 catches, 5 targets for 34 yards. Keep throwing him the ball, Tennessee. Keep throwing him the ball. 25.5 DraftKings points, smash. Ezekiel Elliott, he was 6.1K. He had 17.1 points. Not a smash, but he's fine. He also did not out-snap Tony Pollard, but he out-touched Tony Pollard. I hate the Cowboys. I don't. 15 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott had 4 or 5. I forget the number. It was on my stat pack this morning, and I forget if it was 5 or 4, but he had that many, either 4 or 5 inside the 5 carries. We had so many bites at the apple with him. He scored 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard had 2. He did get 5 targets, something that we were not expecting in this game, and we haven't really seen all season long. Caught 3 of them, 17.1 DraftKings points, more than fine for 6,100. Zonovan Knight. Okay, he had 15.7 points for 5,100, but I'm going to take a smash on this one, and I don't care what chat says if they don't think this is a smash. If you think I'm overreaching with a smash for 15 points here, Zonovan Knight, I nailed the analysis on Zonovan Knight all week long. Nobody else wanted to take a stand. I smashed the analysis on Zonovan Knight. I said exactly what was going to happen in terms of his usage. I said exactly what was going to happen in terms of his efficiency. We nailed this one. We got a little bit unlucky as he ended the day with 19 opportunities, 2 targets, 17 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown on one that he looked very, very good on. 15.7 DraftKings points. I'm taking that one. That one's for me. That one feels good from an analysis standpoint because I absolutely nailed it. I said he's going to do it on like 50% of the snaps. He's going to get 15 to 20 opportunities on like 50% of the running back snaps for the Jets. And he did exactly that. I also nailed Carter's usage. He is basically JD McKissick. Treat them as such moving forward. Justin Jefferson, smash. 36.3 DraftKings points without a goddamn touchdown. Caught 11 balls on 15 targets, more than making up for the week 3 whitewashing from the Lions that happened to him. 223 yards. I didn't think he was out of bounds on that one where the 3 defenders fell down. So it could have been like 260 and a touchdown, which would have just obliterated the field at 9K. But we kind of got there on him. Amon-Ra St. Brown was disappointing. 6 catches on 9 targets, only 68 yards and no touchdowns for him. 13.4 DraftKings points. Meh. Garrett Wilson, 13.8 DraftKings points. Like, he's fine. He didn't kill you, but like, he's not, it wasn't what we wanted out of him. 6 catches, 7 targets, 78 yards here. Like, he's good. And it was fine, but like not thrilling, but fine. Devonta Smith also kind of 3X, like close to a 3X here. 5 catches, 8 targets, 64 yards, 1 touchdown, 17.4 DraftKings points. Continues to impress both in terms of results and volume, still over like a 28% target market share from Jalen Hurts in the games that Dallas Goedert has missed. So as long as DraftKings doesn't accelerate his salary, I'm going to keep playing Devonta Smith moving forward. TJ Hawkinson, all the tight ends were like fine. One was a smash for sure. So like TJ Hawkinson, 12.7 points, 6 catches, 8 targets, 77 yards, no touchdowns. All the touchdowns in this game went to like total fringe guys in that Minnesota. It sucks. We got all the usage we wanted. We got exactly what we wanted out of the main players that we wanted to play. We got no touchdowns. Could have been completely nuclear for those stacks on this day. Hopefully you guys did well. Pratt Freiermuth scored a touchdown, 6 targets again, caught only 3 of them for 33 yards, 12.3 DraftKings points. Fine. Chig Okonkwo was an absolute smash. 6 catches on 6 targets, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Also, I think he had a 2-point conversion in this one. 18.5 DraftKings points on defense. Cowboys had 4, Steelers had 3, Panthers had 7. No defense really went bonkers that day. So, like, let's take a look at the Millionaire Maker here. Let's take a look at my teams first, and we'll go see where people finished. I had a pretty good day. Most of my lineups were based around, I think 40% of my lineups were Cousins or Goff stacks. And because of the lack of touchdowns, I topped out at like 189 in these spots. I had plenty of Miles Sanders versus the field. I had a good amount of Elliott. I think I had like equal parts, like 20 to 25% Elliott and 20 to 25% Pollard. But I was not allowing them in the same games. Juju Smith-Schuster in this spot. Panthers defense, Dulcich, which is funny because that's exactly what I had to sweat in one of these other tournaments. I really won in high stakes. I took down the 61K luxury box for $20,000. This is a $1,500 entry fee. It's a small field tournament. This is a 43-man tournament, $1,500 single entry. I heard a lot from people in the replies on all the different social media sites. Well, like, I don't have $1,500 or $5,000 to enter, so like I can't win like that. Well, you can, but you're gonna win the multiples of what you put in. If you want to play $3 for like 100,000 up top, you're gonna have to play against thousands and thousands of people. But if you play the 100-man games like I've been advising for the last 3 years, where it's either single entry or 3 max in those games, you can get in where you fit in, whether you're a $1, $3, $5, $20 player. Your winnings aren't going to be in the tens of thousands, but your winnings are going to be similar versus what I'm going to be winning based on my buy-ins at those levels. So focus on the smaller field, limited entry tournaments, which is exactly what I'm doing, just at a higher buy-in level. I ended up winning this one. This was my main high stakes lineup. Pretty straightforward. I ate the chalk with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I had so much Amon-Ra. I think I had like 75% Amon-Ra St. Brown. Double stack here with DJ Chark, who ended up in high stakes at 20%. What was he in the Millionaire Maker? Do I have a Chark lineup? 15% in the Millionaire Maker. Oh yeah, I forgot to look for Real Trey. Real Trey was up near the top. He was in the 5th, and then like we had that other touchdown, which sucks. Ray of Hope. Real Trey came in 25th, right there. Let's look at his lineup. Trevor Lawrence, Henry, Sanders, Jefferson, Kirk, Chark, Ingram, Kendall Hinton, 49ers defense. Really solid lineup. Well done. Congratulations to him. So I won this tournament, the 20K here, and I won the last chance seat to the DraftKings World Championship. I have 2 seats in the Rainmaker that I won earlier in the year, but I did not have a seat in the DFS one. I have not really worked hard to try and win a seat in the Daily Fantasy one, which is the big one, right? Like $12.5 million prize pool. Only 200 people going to be in that tournament in New Orleans. And here's how it breaks down. 2.5 million to first place, 1.25 million to second, 750 to third. If I don't fill out a lineup, I win 20K. It's pretty damn good. I'm just excited to be there. I'm going to go to New Orleans. That's why the content is not going to be as robust this week on Friday and Saturday as it has been throughout the season. But same lineup: Jared Goff, Ezekiel Elliott, Zonovan Knight, Jefferson, Brown, Chark, had Chigakonkwo at tight end. Mixon, 96 yards, 2 receptions. Didn't quite get me the 100-yard bonus. Didn't quite get me the Jets. And I was fading all the Dulcich and Panthers later in the day. So we were sweating this in Discord. It was a crazy day. I'm super excited to have a seat in both of the finals this weekend, both the Rainmakers and the DFS. So hopefully I can make somewhat of a dent this weekend coming up in week 15. It's a weird slate this weekend though. A lot of money up top. Laffy took me down. He had a tremendous day in the cage match. I did not have a tremendous day because Cook and Swift both really sucked. So my running backs did not do well. Chase had a big day off of that. He had Jefferson and Brown, scored 163, almost 164. I put up 128.5. So I will be donating to Toys for Tots on behalf of him. Taking a look over at Rainmakers, I won a little bit of money in some turns. I messed up my Rainmakers lineups. I'm really mad at myself for messing these up. Because, I should have just gone with a full game stack here, and I didn't. I was like, let me split these between. I got Cousins, I got Thielen. I should have just gone with Cousins in this lineup, Cook this, and then I think in this one, I also had, Miles Sanders Legendary that I bumped. I was like, I don't want to have two of these guys without. I'll put them in a Hurt stack. It sucked. So I won a couple thousand playing Rainmakers, but, no entry fees, which is great. But I messed up my Rainmakers tier lineups with what I had there. I also had a Pollard. I could have had basically the Rainmakers nuts yesterday. Losing T. Higgins early in that game, that also sucked. Let's take a look at my underdog teams just for a quick recap. We'll do a full season recap on all of my best ball stuff after the season, what I would have done differently, how I did things. Now, I'm going to start with my running back allocations on the year. I think this is what I absolutely nailed on the year. Now, your first, second, third round picks are always going to come in lower. You're going to get the guys you want later in drafts. So you're always going to have higher percentages of the players that you want to draft from rounds 5, 6, 7 and beyond, right? So a lot of Devin Singletary. He did very well. Raheem Mostert, he was a last round pick in he was an 18th round pick. Basically free as an RB 5 or 6, getting a ton out of him. Jamal Williams, in the 140s to 160s all season. Nailed this one. Zamir White, missed. He was an 18th round pick. Leonard Fournette didn't do as well as we had hoped because that Tampa Bay offense did not do as well. Ezekiel Elliott has had a really good season. Miles Sanders at 18.6%, really good, over the field, well over the field, and with mostly an ADP of 23 to 27, I think was my Saquon. I was buying Saquon early. Michelle did nothing. Connor looking like a good pick. Ramondre Stevenson, 15%. Was one of our big value plays on the year. Damian Pierce, 13%. I was very happy with how I drafted running backs. What kept a lot of my teams out of the playoffs was my quarterbacks. So if we look at the quarterbacks, late round picks, Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones. Jones was fine, but none of his wide receivers did well. Zach Wilson sucked. He's terrible. Russ Wilson, I was loading up in the mid rounds on Judy and Cortland Sutton and the tight end from nowhere, Alberto, and Russ Wilson had the worst season ever. Matthew Stafford, anytime I got Cooper Kupp, I was targeting Matthew Stafford around the 10th round, and Tom Brady. So 1, 2, 3. Well, Jones was fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 of my top 6 quarterbacks were all massive misses. And when you do that and you stack the way that I do, it's going to hold your teams out of the playoffs. Looking at the tight end, Irv Smith, Hayden Hurst, this. Evan Ingram at 17% really propelled me into a few playoff spots. I believe that I got overall on Underdog, I did the math this morning. I think it was 15% of my teams made the playoffs. I got one of my high stakes teams through. Tom Brady, Tannehill, Zach Wilson, Obviously, Zach Wilson sucks. Javonte Williams and Cooper Kupp in this lineup. So this lineup has absolutely no chance of going anywhere. Elliott, Sanders, Mostert, and Carter all healthy. So like my running backs are fine, but Amon-Ra, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp. Like I need Tampa Bay and Cincinnati to go nuclear this week to have any chance. I had Ingram on this team as well, so at least I had that. So that team's dead. Here are my teams that made it through. The top one is this one. This is the team that has the best chance. It's also my highest scoring team on the year with 18. I think it's my highest scoring team with easily my highest scoring team. 1,800 points in this one. And because it's a kind of an off the reservation stack, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, running backs, Eckler, Pierce, Sanders, Mostert, Jamal Williams, extremely healthy at running back. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Marquise Brown, Christian Kirk. Jacoby Myers is out with a concussion right now. Zach Ertz out, Evan Ingram. So I'm relying on the one guy. This lineup has a chance maybe to survive a week, but I don't think I have a shot at all on Underdog. On DraftKings, I have a few lineups that do look really good. This one right here, finished in first, made the playoffs in their Millionaire Maker tournament. This is the lineup that I have here. Cousins, Pollard, Williams, Jefferson, Brown, Cooper, Conklin, and then Bell with Watson, Mark Andrews, Corey Davis, Harrison Bryant on the bench, and then a lot of injured guys. Jackson, Bateman out for the year. CEH lost his job. Ramondre Stevenson on this team as well. But the benches are very thin because you have to be healthy and have all superstars healthy. So I don't know if I have a chance to win one of these turns. This, I think, is my highest scoring team with 2,000 points. Really lapped the field. 10% more points than the teams that were in second place. This lineup kind of crushing. Josh Allen, Sanders, Pollard. You're recognizing that it's the running back and chill or zero RB lineups that made it through. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hey, look, Elijah Moore did a thing. Devontae Adams, Knox, CeeDee Lamb, Jones, Mostert, Carter, Wilson, finally doing a couple of things at least. Jamal Williams on this team as well. Ramondre Stevenson on this team. Didn't play, hurt. Like tight end kind of sucks for this team. It's like I have to rely on Dawson Knox, but at least I have correlation with Dawson Knox with Josh Allen. And the final team that I have, this one, the high stakes one, advanced through. Not a great team, but at least I got through and got some money out of it. Jones, Mixon, Barkley, Johnson, Wilson, Moore, Hawkinson, Mostert, Waddle on this one, but he has not busted grape in a couple of weeks. Carter again with Jamal Williams. I was clicking so much Jamal Williams and Lamar Jackson. Need him to come back. Tony need his hamstrings to heal up. Burks need him to come back. Too many injuries, but that is the game when you're playing best ball. It's a war of attrition, and hopefully you guys made the playoffs, did very well. Let me know if you think you have a chance down in the replies down below. And let's take a look at the SmizzGang Listener League from last week. Congratulations to C. Duran 82, who took things down with a Tannehill, Sanders, Elliott, Chase, Woods, Chark, Ingram, Christian McCaffrey, and the Bills defense. He paid up, got 12 points out of the Bills. 217 points is a great lineup. Also came in third, Lil Something Extra with 211, Scott E08, Maple 3749, Ashay, T-Mar, a whole bunch of letters. He needs to buy a vowel. Johnny C and PJ Dion with the Trevor Lawrence stack. Hey guys, a Trevor Lawrence stack won the Millionaire Maker. The prophecy has come true. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.